Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to cut a kameez. The measurements are on the screen. I'll be putting the measurements on a paper, but you'll be using material. As you can see, there's two layers, a front panel and a back panel, but in total there's 4 layers. We're going to make a straight line at the top to get rid of the uneven edges. Now we're going to put the shoulder measurement, which is 7.5 inches. That's half a measurement. Usually it's 15, the whole measurement is 15 inches one side. But we're going to do 7.5 inches. From that top line, you're going to mark 7.5 inches down, and this is your chest and armhole measurement. Then we'll be doing the waist measurement, which is 15 inches. And then we're going to mark 22 inches for the hip measurement. The last measurement on this side will be the length measurement. So we mark the length and then we add 1.5 to 2 inches, however much you want to turn in from the bottom. Now we're going to make a straight line on all these measurements. The reason for this straight line is so we could put all the measurements onto it. So basically the chest measurement will go on that line, the hip measurement, the waist measurement. Now we're going to mark a straight line from the shoulder marking we did up to the chest measurement. And from that line we are going to mark 1/2 inch in. This will be for our front armhole and 1.5 inch at the back for our back armhole. Now with my curve ruler, I'm going to make the curve for the front armhole and the back armhole. If you don't have the ruler, that's fine, you could do it freehand. Now I'll be doing the chest measurement. So with the chest measurement, what you do is you do it quarter, so in 4s. So because it's measured, the panels are 4 panels, you measure it in marking with the 4s quarterly. So in this case it's 10.5 inches. Now we're doing the waist measurement. And now the hip measurement. It's easier if you put the measuring tape, get the whole front line measurement on your measuring tape and then put it in half. Now we're going to join all these marks. I'm using a curved scale ruler, but you can also use a straight ruler. Now we're going to add 1.5 inch for seam allowance. And I use the ruler again to join these markings. Now we're going to do the top measurement for the shoulder. So from the line you made at the top, you make 1/2 inch marking, and we're going to, the width of the neck broadness will be 3 inches. So you mark 3 inches at the top, and then you mark that measurement at an angle. So this will be your shoulder. Now we're going to cut the kameez. But we're going to cut the back panel first, so you could have the armhole shapes right. So as you can see, the front armhole is deeper than the back armhole. And we have the front armhole deeper so we don't have that gathering around the underarm, around the chest area. We're going to cut some notches so we know that where to do the seams from, so they're both equal on both sides, so the front and the back. Now we're going to remove the back panel and cut the armhole for the front. As you can see, you have the front armhole. This will give your kameez a perfect fitting. Now we're going to measure the sleeves. So the measurements are on the screen. First we're going to do the markings for the length of the sleeves. You will need to make a straight line. That's the marking for the seam allowance of how much I want to fold in. So I'm currently doing 1 inch, but it's up to you if you want wider or narrower. From the top we're going to mark 3 inches down, and this will be our armhole measurement. So make a straight line. to get your armhole measurement, you need to divide your chest measurement by 5. So whatever your chest measurement is, you divide it by 5. So for example, if it's 40, you divide it by 5, and then you put that marking onto the material where that line is. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to see any videos of anything, just comment down below and I will try and get those videos made for you. Now we're going to use this curved scale to mark the armhole. From the bottom, I'm going to measure how wide my wrist is going to be. So if you want it wider, you do it wide, and if you want it less wide, you do it less. I'm doing 5.5 inches, then I've added 1.5 inch for seam allowance, and I'm adding 1.5 inch at the top for seam allowance. Now I'm going to join the lines from top to bottom. And do a marking for the seam allowance as well. Now we're going to cut it. Now we're going to open up the sleeves and we're going to make about 1/2 inch marking, and this will be for the front armhole. We're going to join these lines and then cut it. This part of the sleeve is for the front armhole, where we cut the shape slightly in when we did the measuring on the kameez, and this will fit onto the sleeve, onto the kameez when you're sewing it. So it should look like this.